Things are about to get really serious. Grab that seatbelt and buckle up.
I ain't gonna give in now, I just gotta live this now. I be gonna beam and I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in the ring. And I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the win. Cause I am just up on the journey, just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising warriors. Not that things are not serious, but they are getting very serious. Time to grab that seatbelt, buckle up. You've been preparing the whole time. If you're brand new to this channel, my name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, crypto, and business coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, you can eventually hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do, see, hear gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now, let's talk about the reality of what's happening. So the 7-year Shemitah ended last Monday. Okay, not this Monday, but the last Monday. On the 7-year Shemitah, the pound collapsed. By Wednesday last week, Bank of England went into a crisis mode. Now we head into this week, and Credit Suisse is in crisis mode. But their CEO and CFO says, no, everything is good to go. That's exactly what they said 3 days before Lehman Brothers collapsed in 2007, 2008. The exact verbiage. Everything's fine. We're solid. We're ready to go. Well, Credit Suisse right now, based on facts, figures, numbers, logic, their stock price has collapsed about 65% from $10 down to $3. Their credit swaps, if I'm saying that correctly, their credit swaps, which is an insurance based on the credit, right? So based on the leverage, they basically has skyrocketed. So now there's this weird imbalance going on. If Credit Suisse comes collapsing down, that will be a black swan for the financial system. They have a massive amount. I think it's close to $1 trillion. If you take them Deutsche Bank, I think it's close to $2 trillion. That's bigger than some countries' GDP. So that could be the black swan and the catalyst that starts the great financial collapse of our history, of our living history. We have so many things going on right now. Here's the thing. Banks are extremely leveraged. Why? It has been so cheap to borrow money for such a long period of time in America. And when they got in trouble in 2020, and this is pretty much what happens, they get bailed out, right? So during 2020, they printed money. They gave us stimulus checks, a normal everyday working person, and they bought junk bonds off of many companies. So we have massive companies that are zombie companies that are sitting in the stock market that are part of your 401k. So let's dive into some more facts, figures, numbers, logic. And at the end, I'm going to share with you what I think is happening, obviously, with the quantum financial system. We're moving from an old earth financial system paradigm to a brand new paradigm. It's pretty simple. That was silly. It's not simple. It's simple to see what's happening now. Okay. Problem, reaction, solution. These banks, my point behind the money being cheap is everybody is extremely leveraged. Remember what happened with the crypto market just recently? And all these crypto exchanges and all these people got exposed because they got leveraged, because they could borrow, right? They would bring your money in, they would take your money, and they would go out and buy more things. They would leverage your money to make more money. It's exactly what the banks do. They don't have to keep any of your money on deposit. And it was very easy to get out of the situation because it was very easy to borrow money because debt was very cheap. But now debt is becoming very, very expensive, and that is exposing cracks in us personally. Or do we have our shit together? Do we have cash reserves? And the banks. Okay. So basically, it's one black swan away from a massive financial collapse. And it could be Credit Suisse this month that causes that. So along with that, on October 4th, this came out. So UK property funds limit withdrawals as pension funds pull cash. So this is wild. Asset managers, including BlackRock and Schroders PLC, are limiting institutional investors' withdrawals from UK property funds after a wave of requests to move money. Let me read that title again. UK property funds limit withdrawals as pension funds pulls cash. Asset managers, including BlackRock and Schroders, are limiting institutional investors' withdrawals from some UK property funds after a wave of requests to move money. Everybody's panicking. They are trying to move their money, but this is what happens. They limit their withdrawals. This is showing you they're like, whoa, there's a crack in the system, and they're trying to move things so methodically so that this whole thing doesn't come collapsing down. Okay. The UK pension funds tumult was years in the making. Low interest rates, as I talked about, placed a stress on crucial funding ratio. Asset managers turned to leverage, as I just talked about, setting them up for trouble. If Rome wasn't built in a day, neither was the current turmoil in the UK pensions fund industry. Well, hardly anyone gave what seemed like a staid industry, and thought before Chandler Quas. Well, I can't, if you can see that, Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng unveiled his fiscal plans this month. A careful scrutiny of the past years will show that a potent landmine had in fact been planted long ago. At the heart of the trouble was the recent surge of gilt yields, particularly at the long end. For instance, the 30-year year gilts climbed more than 100 basis points in the space of just a couple days after they unveiled the new notorious mini budget, almost 3 times the increase that they saw in the whole of 2021. So all of a sudden, boom, interest rates go up. It's like, whoa, holy crap. So everybody's under pressure. Everybody's under pressure. Unfortunately, these guys get bailed out. Do we get bailed out? No. These guys get bailed out by the central banks. We don't. Okay. U.S. job openings drop sharply. Labor markets start loosening. So what happened is now, basically, companies are not hiring anymore. The huge wave of layoffs and stuff hasn't started yet, but I'm going to show you some cracks in the system that are coming. I've been reporting this stuff to you guys. People call me tinfoil hat. All this stuff happening. We're here. Everything I said has come true except specific dates, right? The job market now is slowing dramatically. And then companies like Amazon are freezing corporate hiring in its retail business. As we're going into the holidays, usually they ramp up hiring, right? As we get closer, Amazon confirmed a report that the company is freezing hiring for corporate roles in its retail business. It starts with corporate, they start getting rid of layers, and then it goes down to the normal everyday working person. Okay, this is from October 4th. The Fed is going to cause unbelievable calamities if they keep hiking, according to Barry Sternlicht. They're in this balance right now where they're literally trying to figure this out. They got a new asset class called cryptocurrency. They got Gary Gensler running the SEC. This wild shit going on there, right? He's going after Kim Kardashian, trying to get some wins under his belt, as they have the biggest case in financial history with Ripple versus the SEC, right? They're moving us into liquidity 24 hours a day, real-time payments, distributed ledger technology. It's not like this just happened, guys. This has been going on for years. They've been setting this up behind the scenes because they knew this stuff was going on. They knew this was coming. Tells you right here, years. They could see this. They literally could see this hot potato being passed down the road. And they're like, at some point, we have to fix this financial system. The only way to fix this is to create liquidity, is to make money move faster, to bail out, create more money, create more liquidity. I don't know how they fix this. Everything is debt in the system, everything. So think about this from a rational level. If everything is debt in the system and there's no real money, how do you reset that? How do you reset that? The quantum financial system. You create a new system that is just numbers moving at the speed of light. It's such an interesting dynamic right now to be reporting this 3 years ago and to actually see it happen, because I understood it, but to see it actually happen is pretty remarkable. And so I'm proud of you guys who are still watching this at 9 minutes. You're a true generational shifter. Your family is going to thank you for this. I just want to take a moment to thank you. We'd love to have you part of the 3T Warrior Academy as well. We're a group of people rising up together. So check out 3twarrioracademy.com. Okay, so Basel studies show world's largest banks are exposed to $9 billion in crypto assets. rationalize this really quickly. 9 billion. 9 billion. America's GDP is 26 trillion. There may be 9 trillion in assets coming flooding into the crypto market. Just a tiny bit of the assets might come flooding into the crypto market. And when it does, do you realize the price appreciation on your cryptocurrencies? So this is really cool. And I'm going to show you the actual document. So this is the Basel study, shows Basel 3 is the bank regulations. Basel is the bank regulations, right? And so recently, another thing during the C word, the beer virus, as you look this way, they changed the Basel rules. Well, banks have to hold physical gold on reserves to have riskier assets. Those are small things that show that they knew this financial collapse was coming. So they have some sort of assets to back themselves or back their riskier assets with. So this shows you the portion of the cryptocurrencies. So banks have 9 billion in cryptocurrency exposure, equates to roughly 0.01% of their total risk. And they're asking for more. They want more on their balance sheets in order to wait out the risk. But this shows you the cryptocurrencies, but I'm going to show you the actual document here. Okay, so this is Bitcoin.com reported this, and here's the actual document. So hopefully you guys can see that. So you got the top 20 crypto assets by exposure amount: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Grayscale, one of the largest asset managers, in Grayscale's largest digital asset managers, right? Or is that? Yeah, I think Grayscale, Ethereum Trust, so Bitcoin Ethereum Trust. CoinShare Physical Ethereum, Polkadot, Ripple, XRP. We got, I can't read that upside down, ADA. We got, what's the other ones we know? Solana here, BTC, Chainlink, Litecoin, Stellar. So we got Stellar in our portfolio. We have Ripple in our portfolio, of course. Many of my warriors have Polkadot. I have a little bit of Polkadot. I have Ethereum, no Bitcoin. If it drops in between 10 and 14, I will be accumulating Bitcoin. So I have Ethereum. I have a little. Do I have Polkadot? I know my warriors have Polkadot. It's funny. I don't even know if I have DOT in mine. If I do, I have a tiny bit of it. Not financial advice, by the way. Ripple, stacked Ripple, stacked Stellar. I have almost an equal amount of Stellar and Ripple, but this gives you the breakdown. I could have looked on the right-hand side right here. It's all right here. Okay. But this is pretty cool. So Ripple was honored to enlisted in CB Insights for the next year in a row as one of the top fintech companies in the world, which is amazing. Top 250. And this video has been floating around the internet, the interwebs, and I want to show you this. And this is pretty cool. This is a really cool video. I don't know if this gentleman posted, I don't know if this who created it, but this is on the Twitter account of notfinancialadvice.crypto. And we're going to watch this video. It's pretty powerful. So if you're not a big XRP fan, check it out. And you can also get into link 2, okay, pre-IPO if you're an accredited investor. I'll put the link down below. So check this out.
Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the sustainable development. Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Xchange. What crypto is Xchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors, former ministers Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, former business director at Swift, former Swift board member, former CFO of PayPal, former head of the DTCC, former chief business officer at Uber, former VP of Amazon, and former SEC chair on their legal team. Ripple, who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website. Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan?
Whoa, man, I thought I talked fast. That was pretty dynamic. Holy cow. Thank you for that. So check it out. This is who created the video there. Big shout out. Big shout out. So here we are. If you're still watching this video, you are a true warrior. We'd love to have you part of the Warrior Academy, www.3twarrioracademy.com. The link is down below. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm just documenting my journey into the quantum financial system and freedom. I was on my mom's couch 3 years ago, had lost my business due to the C word, right? Pissed me off. I was done. I was done being controlled. I was done having someone tell me what to do and how to do it. And I got my shit together. I understood how money works. I understood that when everybody looks this way, there's a whole nother thing going on this way. I understood that the 1% controls 97% of the wealth, and there's no invisible enemy. There's nobody to fight against. You are the present CEO of your life. There is no invisible enemy that's trying to stop you. You have choices every single day you can make. So I created my Warrior Academy, and I teach people how to do exactly what I did. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, let's get your shit together.